When I'm facing a big Minecraft project, one of the first things I often do is just jump back into my world and start doing simple things like chopping trees. And today we have not just a project to work on, we have a massive project that's going to determine the entire rest of our season here on the Hyrule Craft server. Hey everybody, I am Joshgetslost, and as I chop these trees, I just want to welcome you back. Today's project has been not just weeks in the planning, but actually months since before this season even started. This has been in the design phase, and finally, after some time away with work travel and family life and other things, I am ready to get to business, start collecting materials, and get to work building this project. Now, out here in my project area, which is, if you've noticed, the cords are off for good reason. I have a lot of clearing to do. I've got plans for this whole entire area as far as you can see loaded in just about every direction. But today we're going to be working kind of right here in the central area. And just to get started, I want to keep chopping away at the trees and clear off some more of this space so that we will have room to work in future endeavors, because I've got so much forest and land to clear around here. And it'll just be a lot easier to do a little bit in every episode rather than trying to clear hundreds and hundreds of trees and massive amounts of land all in one episode. So just enjoy the wonderful sounds of me cutting a tree. And we are going to get started on the material collection. One of the materials I need for this build is raw gold blocks. Now, thankfully, I do not need as many of the raw gold as I do need of the regular gold blocks that I can get from my gold farm. But I'm going down and finding all the gold ore. This is just a beautiful block. I really do love all the deep slate ores. Pillaring up here to Fortune 3 and hope I get a good return, because I got to get about 30 of these blocks, and hopefully I don't completely wipe out all the things that were gathered in the process. Special thanks to my base mates, my wife Steph and Bat, for all the work they've done mining and exploring under the world to allow me to borrow some of these gathered materials as I have need. All right, almost done. And there we go. Hopefully I'll craft those. That will be enough. This task is going to involve a lot of trading with villagers. So I'm going to stock up on some emeralds from our iron guys. And then most of my time is going to be spent down here. We have a large collection of masons who are going to give me blocks of quartz. Now, you can see right there, if I was going to change one thing about villager trading in Minecraft, I would make it so that these stupid masons who always have a master trade of quartz put the stupid blocks in the same spot every time, because that would make it a lot easier, and I wouldn't accidentally buy a quartz pillar every now and again. I went through the entire lineup of people twice before the trade prices went up, and I got about 6 stacks of these quartz blocks. So I'm going to be here a while, because I need about 7.5 shulkers of quartz for this project. So once I have gathered a significant amount, and thanks to Big Pork Chop for selling me some quartz as well, rather than having to trade for every single bit of it, I'm going to come over here to the super smelter that Bat has put into the base over here in our wonderful city, Geyser Gulch, and get these set to start cooking. And you can see here where they at. Which direction do the carts go? Got bamboo in there feeding it. Oh, and we've got all of those cooking very beautifully, and then coming out here to the output. Ooh, we also have a cactus farm near here that I built, and I'm gonna need that, and because I need a lot of cyan for this build as well. So we're just here watching things burn, enjoying the views as I AFK and let the smelter run. And oh, that's pretty satisfying. All right, what would a visit back to Geyser Gulch be without a trip to our wonderful house that we rarely ever spend time in? But this is going to be where I put all my finished materials. So that way I have them all in one spot and can move on to the next thing on my laundry list. In all, I think this project has about, 25,000 blocks. And yeah, it's going to take a lot of trading and a lot of other work just to get ready to even be able to build this thing. But I am super excited about it. And one of my favorite things in Minecraft always to do is to go and gather sand. This is how I made money my very first season ever playing on the SMP, because hey, if you can't do anything else, you can go dig sand, and I still enjoy it from time to time. And now a brief message from today's sponsor. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever thought, how can I support Josh Gets Lost in collecting materials and maybe collect some goodies for myself? Well, if you've ever asked that very specific question, today you're in luck. Welcome to the Café de Paris, a wonderful, amazing shop here in the Hyrule Craft Shopping District. We have amazing things for sale like organically grown paintings, redstone, netherite, chokers of rockets, dog stuff, totem, and frog lights. So there it all is. Come buy it. This has been a word from our sponsor. So as part of this gathering, I need a lot of tuff. And so I decided to come down and actually finish off the trial chamber that's below our base. There's a few rooms that I hadn't finished off. I sort of just was using one room to collect keys and not much else. And so I headed in. Apologies for the sound not working here. It looks like OBS, while I was gone on some of my travels, decided to reset all the sound settings to default without me realizing it. Yay, OBS. But I headed through, cleared out the different breezes and other mobs that are there. And of course, one of these very stupid staircase rooms with our favorite new mob, the stupid bog that poisons you every time you look at it. Can I get this guy? Where is he at? All right, let's just stay over here and shoot them. These are a lot easier with a maxed out bow than they were on day one. That's very, very nice. And come on, show up. Let me shoot you. There we go. Not everything about the trial chamber was completely tedious. I did manage to find a brand new trident right in a chest in one of these little side stairwells. So that was pretty cool. And I also got the scare of my life. I really wish this had recorded sound. I was sitting here just chilling, putting in the key, just waiting for the stuff to go, when all of a sudden, I got attacked. And I had no clue where this is coming from. You can tell my hands are all over the keyboard, just like hitting every wrong button, trying to get my hands back on. I literally just chilled, took my hands off the keyboard, and suddenly I'm under attack at what I thought was a pretty safe spot. And the zombies just keep coming for me. I'm going up to investigate what is going on here, and I knew there was a spawner up here. I did not realize that there was a gap above that where they could just fall on me. And in fact, not just there. Ooh, channeling. I can put that on my new trident. Get rid of that stupid rotten flesh. There's a hole right there above this the spawner vault thing as well. So yeah, that was definitely a huge jump scare. You can tell by my panic keyboard that it was not fun. I went to set up a beacon down here, had to go up and dig down below a river in order to get it going, only to realize that other than like the roof and some of the platforms, the polished tuff that I need for this project is not super common. It's mostly bricks. So I just did the next best thing, headed right outside of the chamber and mined away at the different patches of tuff that were out there, and even managed to find a few diamonds as I mined. Who knew? Apparently if you mine, you can find diamonds. I try to avoid doing that as much as possible because caves, scary, boring. I don't like them. But here, I managed to find this amazing patch of two separate chunks of diamonds, and I thought maybe it was in between two different chunks. Nope, right in the middle of one chunk. So all you people mining along the chunk borders, you can set that conspiracy aside. I don't think that really matters. All right, 2 shulkers of tuff down, and we are headed up to gather more materials. Now, Bat has been collecting the wool and sorting it in our wool farm, and I decided just to take a entire shulker of yellow wool because I need it for this project. I also need about half of another shulker, so I'll go get that one as well and maybe get some dyes. But for now, there's an IOU in there, and as we all know, an IOU is just as good as money. What has been going on at this base since I have been over on the other side? Is that a dolphin head? Oh my word. Huh. People. All right. Part of the inevitable gathering of resources is crafting things. This project has quite a bit of glass in it, and so I in fact have an entire shulker I need to craft of cyan glass, as well as light blue, blue, and yellow glass as well. Oh, and some lime. There's a lot of resources. I think in all, I counted once during the build of this project, and at any given time for the different parts of it, I would have upwards of as many as 18 or 20 different types of materials in my inventory. I kept having to get rid of tools and other things that I might not need just to make room for all the different types of materials that every bit of this build had. Finally, after basically clearing out my entire inventory, I was able to get almost every single one of the shulkers minus 1 or 2. I guess we'll get rid of this water bucket to make room for one more. Where do you get rid of a water bucket these days? Nope, don't want to wash out the desert. Let's just put it there. All right, end of the season, we're going to look at that water and be like, how did that get there? It's because I needed a bucket out of my inventory. And the last shulker, well, except for that purple one. All right, let's head over to the build site. The build site is over on the Hyrocraft, and as you can see here, there's the wonderful Hyrocraft spawn and Lookout Landing, as well as shopping district in the distance where we had that wonderful advertisement earlier from our sponsor. And good news, the ring ruin that I had designed from the Zelda games earlier in the season has finally been lit. So we can go up to the nether roof and get out to our site to start building. Well, as you can see, our theme for our project this season, hopefully you recognize that music and the design here. This is the Light Dragon from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It is humongous. It is one of the bigger things I've ever built as a standalone project that's not part of just like landscaping or terraforming. And you can see here, it covers a massive amount of ground over this lake. I love the curved shadow down on the water. That always just makes me smile when I look down and see that and know that the dragon is up here flying above. You can see the eyes of the Light Dragon staring. This is one of the first things that I was working on designing when I created this. And just really, once I got the eyes down, I was like, I know that this project will be able to come to life in survival Minecraft. We've got the claws, we've got different beams of light, as you can see there from the clips. I had to use candles. I ended up mixing in some yellow candles as well to get a little bit of that sort of mystical particle looking effects headed out from the horns of the Light Dragon. And yeah, I just love looking at this thing and enjoying. There's nothing quite as satisfying as building something in survival Minecraft, knowing that you collected all the resources for it, that you designed it, and that you were able to put it together. In this case, without dying or anything like that. Of course, I was above water, so if I had fallen and didn't have my elytra or something, I would have been fine. I've still got a little bit of cleanup to do here. This would have been a great time. The server is still on the winter update from last year. We don't have the new flowers and stuff, and we also don't have the happy gas, which just came out this last week. And boy, I really could have used the happy gas on this project because there was a lot of pillaring and a lot of, you can see here, this little bridge that I made. And then I had to do all the cleanup. So with the happy gas, I can just lit all the underside of this dragon nice and safely without even leaving the comfort of my little friend and worrying about things like mobs spawning on the scaffolding below. Yeah, but still had a lot of fun building it. And of course, from last season, I have a lot of experience in this guy. This guy, all I remember was I was breaking dirt. I heard an arrow and started looking around and saw nothing. It was very confusing until I saw the replay. And nothing quite as satisfying as breaking that scaffolding once a project up in the sky is finished, untethering your creation from the ground from which it sprang, and let it rain. There's a few game spoilers ahead for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, so if you're like, it's been 2 years but I still don't want to know exactly what to do or where certain things may be in the game, go ahead about 1 minute, because that's about how long this will take in order to make sure you don't get spoiled. But you've been warned. It's on the screen. It's huge. Warning. There's a spoiler ahead. Here we go. I'm back on the Basement Craft side of the server at the base, and I'm getting a diamond sword. It's nice and cheap, only 1 emerald. We are going to name this the Master Sword, and definitely got this correct on the first try and didn't edit to make it look like there was no typos. We're going to be using some armor sand magic to place the Master Sword into the top of the Light Dragon here. Of course, in the game, this is where it's located. So hopefully you got the gigantic spoiler warning I put on about 30 seconds ago. But with all the armor stand stuff, and we have this little flint and steel, not steel, plug-in thing that lets us adjust, was able to get it into the top of the dragon here. Okay, time to bring back all the people who skipped out. Hey guys, it's safe now. You can watch. Please, hope you didn't leave. Whew. Guys, this build is massive. And I just want to give you guys a sense of how big this is. I was actually going through earlier and checking. There's my little escape hole right now. I may put a couple entrances in this. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to use the inside of this for anything. But this is how big this is. I was lighting it up earlier, just making sure everything was mob-proof. And you can literally just fly through this all the way down here to where the end of the tail is. It's huge. It's like an entire thing. I think, let's see, how many rockets will it take me to get back up to the top? There's 1, 2. Oh, these curves are throwing off the rocket usage. 3 rockets to get back up here where the head of the dragon is from the tail. It is huge. I may end up using this as a storage area as I work on my season project over here. I will add a little bit better ways to get in and out of it if that's the case. The only thing bad about it is if I use it for storage, it's up in the sky and it's not really built for a purpose. I think that's one of the things I enjoyed about this is this build is meant to just be decorative. It's going to be part of our season project. Is obviously going to be something Zelda themed, and I hope you guys are excited about that. What that might be. In fact, if you've got a guess, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think my project actually it is. Let's fly out one more time and just take a look at this dragon as the sun is setting here in Hyrule-Craft. There's the shadow on the ground. There's the dragon. Oh, we are flying too fast. Let's slow down a little. And I love that I went back through in the late stage of the design process and added these lights around it. Of course, in the game, the light dragon has like an actual lighting effect that comes out at night, and it sort of is like almost like breathing and pulsing light throughout its skin and things like that. This is Minecraft. You could, I guess, set that up with redstone and things, but it just wouldn't look good. So I went ahead and just left it as is, make sure I have no creepers around me, and lit where I thought was best. I might always add more lights. There's a zombie waiting over there. But I think it has a nice glow and has some shadows left in it as well to keep some nice texture in it. Hey, buddy, come here. I got a present for you. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this build and all the resources that went into it. I love the way this turned out. Ooh, sparkles. And I hope you guys did as well. If you want to see more and you want to follow the status of this project during this, what's probably going to be a year of this season, give me a follow, subscribe, do the thing. Here it is at night with shaders, because I know some of y'all love shaders. Bye.